what weapons are on what planet and what when something happens, like what powers people do have.
By the way, I also have no idea.
We're streaming?
We are streaming.
Oh, we're live? Cool.
I can't go into too much, but like, what weapons worked on what and how they worked in Pacific Rim Uprising made no sense to me.
They definitely threw a car full of people at
You'd suck up a bunch of debris that
yes.
the monster tore through like paper, but then you suck up a bunch of it and shot it at it, expecting like it would do something, and then somebody definitely did a jump kick attack off of a building that, again, these things just crash through no problem. So I'm like, wait, what? How do physics work in this world?
It's also just like what penetrates a kaiju.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Like, you
nothing.
got like hardcore...
Nothing, right? Like, literally nothing.
You got like hardcore laser weapons that aren't doing jack shit, but if you throw a building at it, that's supposed to be okay.
No, like 9 buildings to the small one, and he just kept coming.
Yeah.
And I know
like no phase.
Yeah.
And I wish they held on to the missile instead of like quickly welding it. I'm like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You should have just held on to
But
that
then why could one hang on to one, but the missile can't hang on to one? Like,
yeah, because Scrapper,
yeah.
which was great. I actually did like Scrapper. It's like,
Me
I kind
too.
of do want a toy Scrapper.
Me too, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
She can hang on to... Okay.
None of it makes sense.
Love it.
And also,
Love it.
so stupid.
by the way, I'm sorry for those of you watching with us. Spoilers to Pacific Rim.
At this point, they're like, don't tell me what movie you're spoiling. I don't even want to know.
The ones holding on, they're crashing to Earth at just as fast as they possibly can, and they get out, and they climb into the hole that they weld, and they're like, hold on. And then it jumps off.
On tighter.
It jumps on and rolls. I'm like, no, you're fucking dead. You're fucking, there's no padding. You're just bouncing around. You're basically in a washing machine falling from space.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh.
So done. And
Don't-
then they
but
fly
don't
out. Doesn't it? It crash and they fly out.
Yeah.
And they get up like, oh,
But
that was
like,
crazy.
Snowball fight.
Is that pod... Is it like inflatable and didn't pop on the?
No, that's how Mars rovers land on Mars. That's how they do those same kind of inflatable ball things.
Wow.
They bounce and bounce and bounce until gravity is able to like settle them.
But
and
nobody's
then
in
they come out.
those.
No.
Nah, it's just tools in there. Ulysses
So it's a
Campbell,
little different.
Ulysses Campbell and Stephen Walker in the comments. You guys may have liked the first one. This is not the first movie.
It's so much better.
I enjoyed it
I
so
loved
much
it.
more.
I loved it.
I found this movie more entertaining than the first, which hurts for me to say because I do love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, me too.
But there's a big action sequence in the beginning of the first one, and I was like, that's dope. And then it's literally the same action sequence for the next 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, this one is at least like, hey, you're fighting this thing, now you're fighting this thing, now you're fighting this thing.
Yeah.
Now this is, it's like,
Variety.
cool, great,
I
awesome.
like Guillermo's color scheme better though.
It
Like
looked
that
a little bit more
rainbow-
cinematic.
You know when you put oil or water on oil and it's got that rainbow ripple thing?
Yeah.
Also, sometimes when you have oil on your body and you go into the ocean, it does that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I guess like a little,
Rainbow-
rainbow bubbles. And...
That's what Guillermo del Toro is.
yeah.
It's
It's
worse
funny
than
because
that.
I was editing his review of it, and so I had to pull a trailer from the original. I was like, this movie looks good. And then I saw the trailer for the original. I'm like, they definitely had more money for the first one.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
Definitely
Mo
had
money, mo problem.
They didn't want to make a sequel, and then y'all wouldn't shut up about it. No,
And
we have good audience.
China also wouldn't.
China wanted it real bad.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of Mandarin
Then call
is
me
in this.
China because I wanted it. Was that an okay thing to say?
Maybe. Also, this time, I didn't really need a sequel, and then at this one, they do a sequel sting. I'm like, I'll watch that movie.
Wait,
I'd watch it.
Can we talk for 1 second? Why is nobody talking about this? What happened to Jax Teller? What's his actual name?
Did you say the character's name?
That's the character's name in Sons of Anarchy.
Charlie.
Charlie
Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam.
He was done.
No, but he was alive.
But yeah, he's done with the movie.
Yeah, but what we're not going to even mention?
Here's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that this movie does well enough, and I feel weird hoping for this. I hope this movie does well enough that we get a sequel with more money, and so his character and Pentecost, Boyega could team up.
Oh, not her.
No.
She gone.
That was dumb.
Yeah.
Well, but
She's
why
back. Why
bring-
didn't she mention
Why
Jax
are
Teller?
we bringing her back
Charlie
if we're just
Hunnam.
going to kill her off?
I don't know.
So many spoilers for this. I'm sorry. This is going to be our podcast episode for tomorrow. We should save some of
They
it.
said they heard John Boyega is awesome. He's fine.
Yeah,
he is
he
fine.
does what he
He's
can.
You
having
know
a
who's
blast.
awesome?
Huh.
Scott Eastwood.
No!
With his eyes.
No!
He's
Scott Eastwood
dreamy.
does a pretty
He
good...
is a hollow man.
So dreamy.
His Clint Eastwood impression is pretty solid.
Yeah.
His dada.
And his sister,
Bye-bye.
Francesca Eastwood, is
Oh my
very
goodness.
talented.
Wait, Fran.
She was in the Heroes reboot. She was the redhead.
You don't like her?
She's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Like,
Wait, redhead.
it hurts.
Stunning.
It
She's so
hurts to
pretty
look
it
at her.
hurts, yeah.
It's
That's
one
how
of
I feel
those,
about
like-
Scott. Why does Clint Eastwood have such good-looking kids?
Because he marries models.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because he marries models. That was one of those that, like, what did Clint Eastwood... Oh, models? Yeah, that makes sense. Although, but the good thing is but there's also a testament to him because he's good looking enough.
Francesca Eastwood's only like 9 days older than me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 9 days old. I was like, don't say things
No,
like that
don't
after
say
we
that.
said how
That's
hot
weird.
she is.
Yeah, but because there will be famous actors that marry hot women, and it doesn't turn out as well as his kids did.
That's true.
So he's doing his part.
Too,
yeah, he's doing his part.
He's pumping it in well.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's
Well,
Francesca Eastwood, Scott Eastwood, Allison Eastwood. It's a lot of Eastwood. Kimberlyn Eastwood, Catherine Eastwood. These
I
want to
make a little Eastwood.
Little Eastwood.
I don't blame you.
There's a little Eastwood in all of us.
You know, one of my closest friends is BFF with Scott.
See if you can make that happen. Scott Eastwood. He was in the movie you just saw.
No, Wild Berries. Why the fuck?
Josh McCouga.
Yes. He was on the. So I did his show, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're doing it."
It's his wife that's best friends with him. Actually,
That's cool.
But yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never thought much of Scott Eastwood, and he did impress me in Pacific Rim. But watching this movie, he's like, "You're probably a good dude."
He's probably a good dude.
Yeah, you're probably a good dude.
Apparently a very good dude.
He came on the show at an hour after I did
came
mine.
on. He came on Josh McCouga's show, formerly Between the Streets, after you were there, and I do the intros for it. So I know Scott Eastwood came on because when I was recording, that's how I found out. I get the script for the VO, and I'm like, and now Scott. And I literally was like, "What
damn, Josh, why didn't you tell me?
Why
what
couldn't
the
I have
actual
been there?"
All of this is relevant
to the show.
Guys,
the show.
sorry,
This is what you pay for,
we'll kick
right?
off the audio. Let's give a shout out to Danny Boy, Terry Fournier, Julie Leedon, Stephen Walker, Ulysses Campbell, Droopy B Dog, and I think I got everybody right now. Go tell your friends, get them on the show, get them up, get them on, get them up. No, you're burping. Sorry, that kind of hurt.
You startled yourself?
Yeah, and I kind of burped out of fear.
Well, at first I felt like you were rambling more because DJ was helping with my mic, so I actually was impressed that you were like, oh, okay, I'll just fill the space. But then you scared yourself with a burp, and so any bit of impressed that it was.
It went away.
I'm no longer.
That's how I am.
But you're also a good person, so there's that.
Maybe. Let's find out during this new episode of Super TV Showdown.
3, 1.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, that's awful. I was like, we didn't even get close.
I feel like I got the wrong note this time.
We all did. I even started off wrong.
Maybe if DJ goes first.
DJ.
Hello.
Hello.
You bailed.
Because I fucked it up already. I'm sorry. Guys, let's start off with an I'm sorry with Super TV Showdown. Thank you for joining us. It's the best damn superhero review show. You can get your moist little ears on. These are the ear babies. We came up with a name for our audience, little ear babies.
Have you ever seen that YouTube clip of Pee Wee Herman, whatever his name is, saying,
Yeah.
sorry.
Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens, thank you. He's saying, I'm sorry, and then saying, I'm not sorry! and running out. It's so good.
It is?
That's what I thought of when you just said sorry.
Thank you.
So check that out.
Yeah. Paul Rubens, it's okay to like Paul Rubens again.
We're okay now. He played Penguin's dad, and so he's okay now. Right?
He played Penguin's Dead twice.
I don't know if that's why we're okay, but I just feel like we have
Times
other
change.
people on our hit list.
Yeah. That did worse things.
Yeah.
We get it. But guys, we're going to be talking about all the superhero shows. But there's not that many this week, so we'll talk about Krypton as well as the Deadpool 2 trailer, the official full B-Boy trailer that came out, which is going to be exciting.
You don't know how I fucked up?
Huh.
I definitely didn't pull the trailer.
That's fine, because they always ding us for it.
Oh,
so yeah, we'll just
yay!
describe it to you guys. But
You
guys,
did it on purpose.
let's get some intros. Coming down the aisle, all the way from Florida,
Yeah.
DJ Wooldridge. How
That's
you
me.
doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Sam Bashor? Who's
Over
who's
here.
all the way from Santa Clarita.
Oh, giving out specific cities, are we? That's fine. Yeah, I think I've said that before. But
you don't like to say what city you're from?
Because
Like,
it's
that's
close.
too close?
I'm from,
It's close.
It's close to not where they're listening.
here's my home address. I can't help myself. No, I won't say it.
Yeah.
But
It's
also,
like a pretty large place,
Yeah.
though. That's not like... No, he didn't give your blog.
there's
grew
a
up in
Netflix
Magic
show
Mountain.
about it.
Yeah.
Santa Clarita Diet with my girl,
Yes.
Drew B.
Yeah.
She
love that
said
show.
Jake Gyllenhaal's a bad actor.
Okay. No, she did not.
Yes, she did.
She said of the 3 co-stars that he was the worst.
Out of Adam Sandler was on that list too.
Well, he's very talented.
Wait, what was she in with?
Donnie Darko.
Oh, right.
And
he was also a child then. And he's great in that movie.
And she was not saying... He said, you either have to eat these testicles or you have to tell me who was the worst co-star you had of these three.
You eat the testicle.
I would have eaten the testicle, to be honest. Not because I want to eat testicles, so save your jokes. Was it
Kidnappers.
Kimmel?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I go Kimmel. You said kidnappers. Leno, Kimmel, like one of the... I don't remember.
Leno came back.
Yeah.
That sounds like one of those like gotcha headlines.
Well,
because I remember there was
Well,
one.
Maybe it was Tosh.
I remember one of those that was like, "Hey,
Gordon, James."
Yeah.
I think he said it.
James Gunn saw Avengers: Infinity War, and you won't believe what his response was. And it was like, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh no, I believe that. I don't know why in the headline you said I wouldn't, because I totally believe that.
Because they got that ad money from you, but. The woman bringing up testicles on this show is none other than the all-star herself, ROXY STRIAR!
From Testicle City. Write me my fan mail there, please.
Testicle City.
One
all
Testicle
the way,
Road.
That was one of those...
all the way in Rocky Mountain. I had a fucking thing there.
Yeah.
Oysters.
Push through it.
Rocky Mountain Oyster Founder. Nah,
that's one of those unfortunate situations where they let the internet vote on the town and they're like, Testicle City. It's like, oops, we shouldn't have done
Yes.
No, did you guys see that there's a new Aurora Borealis event that happens over Iceland only, and they're like, internet gets to name it, and its name is Steve, and it's great. You want to watch Steve? You want to go out and have a romantic evening in Iceland and see Steve go across the sky?
Will there ever be a comic book that is written with like a... That's not called Choose Your Own Adventure, like... Audience picks every part of it.
Yes.
Every part of it, probably. They did
a movie? Not a movie.
Maybe. There's only gonna be like 5 options though.
Do you think if you made that, it would make money?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it'd be any good?
It'd probably be a good Disneyland adventure. You go in there and you.
Hey, this was another. Okay, so you just said right now before this part that we were going to talk about news.
What? Yes.
And so we like to talk about news at the top of the show. At the top of the show, and then we talk about every other superhero show this week. And speaking of news, before we get into the Deadpool trailer, which was awesome, Disneyland in California and China and
Florida.
No. Disney
Paris.
I said first.
Are getting Roxy got it. Roxy gets the point.
Let me take this win sound.
They're getting Marvel rides.
They are, and getting lands, because I just did a show where we're new Rockstar, so I do have some dish. I have a dish. I can dish about this.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. The Americans are getting Guardians of the Galaxy land. The French are going to get Avengers land.
Oh, the French always kick our butt.
Can you guess what Shanghai is getting?
Spider-Man land.
No.
Black Panther land.
No.
That
definitely not. No. What are they getting? Here's a hint.
Black Widow. Oh.
Here's a hint. Is this helping at all? The hero doesn't do this, but maybe the animal.
Ant-Man?
Yes.
Oh.
They're getting an Ant-Man land.
That doesn't make any sense.
I didn't know what that was.
An Ant-Man land.
Yeah. Is that true? Why that wasn't part of the announcement? It's just they were all going to get Marvel's.
Hey, New Rockstars gets the dish.
Have you guys been to the Guardians ride yet at Disneyland?
No, I want to.
I have. Haha, beat you.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. I'm not trying to brag here, but I'm a Disneyland season pass holder.
Ew.
Not trying to brag here.
I have free ticket. 1 free park hopper. I'm excited to use it.
You want to go?
Yay.
I'll go too.
Let's go.
I was not
Make it a day. Maggie Whitmer, are you watching? She's a big Disney head. She can tell us where all the secrets are.
I know where all the secrets are.
Or do you?
I've read the books.
Which ones?
All of them that say like
the Disney
secrets.
books.
Yeah, there's so many that like tell you in the park where things are. I'm like really into it. Where the Mickey Mouse ears are. Where are the sex dungeons? They're there. I can tell you where all the sex dungeons are.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wait,
under the water.
Hold on.
But anyway, the ride is great.
Okay.
It's absolutely excellent. The changes they made were really cool, and the build up to the ride is way cooler now that it is Guardians, I will say. So that makes me very excited for potential theme parks as a theme park aficionado.
Yeah.
This is something that like I would now travel to Paris for.
Usually, I've heard the Paris park ain't the most fun.
I haven't been. Because I've heard the same thing.
I like the Disney theme parks. I would really love to have the money to be able to go see the different ones around the world.
How many are there at this point?
25. No, I don't know. I have
Trick
no
question.
idea.
13. Move on. No, I don't know.
I am a little bit bummed that ours is going to be Guardians exclusive because those are not my favorite.
No, you nerd. But they are going to do like Spider-Man and stuff.
I was going to say, because the ad had Spider-Man.
Yeah,
In fact, it might be a first look at a new version of the movie costume, because it's not exactly the same as Homecoming.
Can I tell you something that's gossipy?
Yes.
About Spider-Man?
Yes.
Gossip
Which makes me really sad.
Uh-huh.
I have heard from people, and this is a rumor, and don't get mad at me, and if you are a nice person, then you will show your true colors in time, but I have heard that every day Tom Holland gets a little meaner. Every single day. Just a little worse, a little harder to deal with.
We've been measuring his heart, and it shrinks by a centimeter every day.
Like from people who were working with him day one, where he was just like the happiest-go-lucky, and now he's like, ugh.
He is...
like jaded and meaner.
A child.
He is a child.
That has become exceptionally famous.
But he's actually not a child anymore.
He's what, 21?
He's 52 pushing. He's got grandkids now. Yeah.
So and I don't feel bad for you. And I could be wrong. And people could be catching you on bad days and multiple days in a row.
Yeah.
But that does make me sad.
Days on days.
That does make me sad too, because he's a very good Peter Parker.
He is so good.
Yeah. But I am glad that at least we'll get some Spider-Man stuff in it, because I still want. Did we talk about this on the show? The Defenders ride that I want, where like you see Punisher shoot a guy's head off and like it sprays in your face and stuff.
Where do you want that?
Yeah, I want that at Disneyland.
See, Disneyland would never do that.
I know.
Why? No. You get a beer and you're like, hey, there's a Punisher right over here.
But honestly, though, that to me that would be I'm not saying what I just said is the ideal one. The ideal Marvel land for Disney would be New York. Just have it be New York streets with like the different rides are in the different buildings. You see a version of the Daily Bugle, like, because that is where the Avengers hang out. So like going to, and it would be close. It would remind me a lot of Disney's Hollywood Adventure, whatever the Disney World park is, Hollywood Land or whatever it is.
You know, but I do agree with you. But right now, the
Avengers
smartest
Tower?
move...
Wait, whatever. What are you trying to say?
So in Disney World, there's the multiple lands, right? And
in
one
Disney...
of the World in Orlando. And one of them is like Hollywood themed. It might just be Mickey Studio, Disney Studios something. Anyway, they changed the name.
Hollywood Studios.
It used to be MGM Studios, now it's not that.
MGM.
Yeah.
With you.
And it has a more backlot feel. Yes. So it has a lot of city stuff. So if you had that, but it was Marvel themed, and you could have, like, you could look up and there was like an animatronic Spider-Man that just keeps, like the dragon in Hogwarts Land. Animatronic Spider-Man just swings around every.
There's a dragon in Hogwarts Land?
Maybe in
I haven't been there.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah,
but
not the Hollywood
You
one.
get what I'm saying? Like in the distance, you can see like a model of like Daily Bugle and Avengers Tower. Like that would set my nerd heart on fire.
But what about this? You turn the Avatar land that no one asked for into Wakanda. And then you see rhinos in a war, and you get to ride a rhino if you want to.
Yeah.
And you get to see your Shuri's lab, and that's like the innovations thing they used to have in the Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Or in here is Tomorrowland. And I loved it as a kid because you get to play with future things. And it was kind of lame. It was a little lame, but it was kind of cool. That's cool news. But let's talk about the big boy news.
Yes.
Let's talk about the trailer for Deadpool 2 that was released this week that actually told us some story. It looks like
Cable.
It's coming from the future to get Ricky
finish.
Baker. Trying to stop Ricky Baker, maybe. Kill him. Kill a child. That's what Cable likes to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Deadpool makes X-Force.
Yes.
He makes Sex Force.
He makes X-Force.
Sex Force.
The team X.
Oh, X.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Sex
I misheard him.
I was like, he makes sex for what?
Yeah.
He makes sex
Sex
for the
force.
people from Marina Baccarin. He does make sex for Marina Baccarin.
Yes.
It is so weird watching on Thursday night, watching Gotham and watching her and watching the Deadpool trailer and watching her.
Yeah.
Why does nobody talk about that?
That she's in both of them?
Yes.
Her agents probably talk about it a lot.
Why does nobody talk about it?
They count the money
Is she
she's
the
making
only
them.
one?
That is crossover between the two? Well,
No, it's currently such a massive role in both universes.
And I don't know if Gotham brings in the same numbers as Deadpool. You don't know.
I am going to be honest with you. Before I say this, we're on
I don't know. I was
Marina
trying to be catty.
I'm bringing this up because we're on Marina Baccarin. I would like to say I really like this trailer. This trailer says to me like, oh, this is the Deadpool movie I wanted. The action looks dope.
Yeah.
The humor is the same humor from last time, but with the dope action. It's like, yes, I'm into this movie.
However,
the only thing that the only thing that kind of stood out for me was like Marina Baccarin seems to only be there to have sex with to have sex with Deadpool, and then apparently maybe want kids. And I'm like, cool, that's what we want from our female lead.
What is it that he said to her that made her jump onto him? And I was like, no woman would ever jump on a man after they just said that.
He said
he apologized for being late, and then he said he took all the gluten into space.
Oh, the gluten thing, and she was like, come here, big boy. boy.
Right.
Like something.
Well,
Come
it
here,
was
Rex,
clearly
she
an
said,
edit.
yeah.
It was clearly an edit, and maybe she's gonna be copycat, the hero she is in the comics.
No, she's definitely probably in 2
Maybe.
scenes
It
of sex with
seemed
them.
to me like she had nothing to do, which is my favorite thing they do
But
with female characters.
Thankfully,
Bum, 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 bum.
Domino is there.
Bum, bum,
So
bum.
it's not Domino is there, and she looks cool.
Yeah, but it's not like, all right, we hooked it up with one woman, so the other one, no worries.
Yeah, no worries. We don't have to.
You gotta don't go crazy here.
Yeah.
All right, there's so many
geez.
guys there. You
Yeah.
don't know how many times there's gonna be a chance for a woman
I
to do
cannot
something.
believe that is in 2018 still an argument every single time that there is more than one black person on screen or more
No.
than one woman. It's like, we
took care of
we
it.
gave you one.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Also,
Give you
to
one.
be fair, maybe this isn't fair to most people. Myrna Baccarin, her character, did not have the most valuable role in Deadpool. She was basically, again, there to be the sexy nerd fantasy dream girl.
And to prove that she's a
And-
good person and that she
And to
is
get
not
caught.
shallow.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. I think that this trailer, other than that, which was what it was
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah,
And
really
really
good
cool.
trailer.
And I really want to see this film. And I really want it to be even better than the first one, which is going to be hard to top because I loved it. And I think it might be able to be. It's laughing at itself
Yeah.
out loud and saying, look, we're laughing at ourselves. And it's doing it in a good way so far.
My 2 favorite moments, when the guy shoots through Deadpool's hand and then he puts the hole over the gun and then flips it. I'm like, that's an amazing use of this character's abilities and the tone that you have for this movie.
And kicking the head off was pretty good too.
When he cuts the head off and then kicks it off, all the action looked significantly better than the first movie, which was fine. The action in the first movie was fine. This looks really cool. My favorite joke, and now that I think about it, it's not a great joke, but Ryan Reynolds' delivery of it was what sold me, is when he's like, we're going to be called X-Force. And Don was like, wait, isn't that derivative? He's like, yes, it is. And I was like, I'm into that.
And also him riding around in the wheelchair is pretty great.
Yeah. I'm also on board with Cable, kind of, I guess, what it appears like what it's going to be. He's going to be the antagonist for like the first 2/3 of the movie.
He's a Terminator.
And then they become friends and have to save the day together, which I'm all for.
Yeah. I didn't care as much about Cable in this trailer as I thought I was going to, actually, though, which was
'Cause they introduced
interesting.
so many other
yeah,
characters.
and it's so funny because that should be our takeaway. Like, what about Cable? But it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm trying to figure out who the other characters are, because there's the purple-haired.
They
Girl?
confirmed that Terry Crews is probably Bedlam from
Okay.
the original X-Force comics.
And I am excited every time I see Terry Crews in anything.
Yes. And everybody else, there's like some fan theories, but no one's really 100%. But
Yeah.
Colossus is going to be in it again.
They're
I
not
don't
keeping
need
it
that.
100.
Not 100. Not 100.
Maybe 200.
Was anybody like, oh, you know what you need to keep from Deadpool 1 to keep the fans excited is Colossus?
I liked them. I liked how they bounced off of each other.
Sure.
Literally.
True or false that Ryan Reynolds and Alanis Morissette used to date?
If I were to guess.
I don't know, but I think I
True.
remember hearing.
Oh,
that.
I thought you had like a fun fact. I was like, I don't know, but I'm ready to learn.
I think he left her.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
like, for physical comedy, for his ability, his healing ability, him flipping his head back around after he got hit by a car is really good. Playing more into that is really fun.
It looks more visceral. They're leaning more into the slapstick comedy, which is great for his physicality.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just looks like a more confident movie to me.
It was her fiance. Interesting.
Ryan Reynolds was her fiance.
Alanis Morissette was so happy for a while, and there was no new music. Then, early last year, the 34-year-old singer-songwriter split with her actor fiance Ryan Reynolds after a 4.5-year relationship.
What
This was
year
written in
was this?
2008.
There you go,
so-
because he's been married to
Blake
Blake
Lively
Lively
for quite
a
some time.
minute.
But I remember somebody said that to me the other day, and I was like, I guess I was just too young to like let that sink in.
Yeah.
I did like the joke.
I feel
So
like
different.
I feel like
Throw that up as an asset.
Blake
You
Lively.
can't.
I can't. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are too. It's just too. They're too attractive. They're
Wait.
too. You need to. One of you needs to bring it down a notch.
Alanis Morissette's
to
pretty
bounce out a
freaking
little.
attractive, though. Like, in her own rockery way.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very different than a blonde bombshell kind of way, but yeah.
They're
both hot.
I was
Anyway.
getting off on a tangent of who else has Ryan Reynolds dated?
Who else is hot that they could date more hot people? That's what you're going to talk about near the end of this episode.
He was married to Black Widow for a minute. To Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett
real?
Johansson, yeah. And
Ryan Reynolds
were married for like
What
6
year
months.
are you talking?
I think it was after post Alanis Morissette.
Hold on.
You guys don't remember that?
No,
No.
but here, cue up the asset for the first show we're going to talk about. Guys, let us know what you think about Deadpool 2's trailer, but let's talk about Legends.
Wait.
Legends. Are you there? Legends of...
Wow, from 2008 to 2011, he must have dumped Alanis Morissette for Scarlett Johansson and then dumped Scarlett Johansson for Blake Lively.
What a scoundrel.
But him and Blake Lively really do seem in love, guys.
He married Scarlett for 2 years? Wait.
No, that's 3.
10, yep.
8, 9, 10. Actually,
4.
It could be 4. It depends on how long they were. Yeah.
Something like that.
So we're talking about Legends of Tomorrow. This was a fun episode that might have been a little bit, maybe too fun. Maybe they could have dialed back a little bit of the goofiness,
but
specifically
it was
with
also
Constantine.
dark and twisted too,
Yeah.
and I did not love this one as much as others.
Tonally, I felt it was a little all over the map.
Yes,
Yeah.
like, it was really at parts. It was like, ugh,
No.
and then sometimes it was like, ha ha ha.
So much happened in this. We got the fire totem back, but the main conflict is death totem for Sarah, which is a cool reason of why. I thought they were going to bring up not that she was an assassin, but that she had died and come back, that was the reason. But they never touched on that, which was kind of like seemed like a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But
with the fire totem though, I did like the situation with Heatwave, and then they're like, maybe you're born for this. And he's like, I was not. I'm not a hero. I always love him like saying he's not a hero, and it's like, you're so obviously a hero at this point, man.
Yeah,
you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can still do cool things if you're an asshole. That's the lesson.
That's
Yeah.
it actually is kind of the lesson of Legends of Tomorrow. Like, hey, you can be kind of lame, but still do
with
awesome
a good
things.
heart,
yeah,
you can do good things. Wally was really good in this. I liked how how you nix Wally's speed. It was a cool way of him genuinely showing that like there was a relationship we just never saw on screen between Jesse and Wally, which is cool. Good to see her pop up on this show. That was really fun.
Hey, yeah,
Violet
Bean, and she's coming out in a movie with Lucy Hale in like 2 weeks. That is gonna be that has
Lucy
a
Hale, she's on
wide
Death
release.
Sentence,
Lucy Hale,
yeah,
but she was the Pretty Little Liars girl.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for her because Violet Bean. I got her number, guys. Violet Bean and I are friendly, and it's great every time she pops up on these shows. She's a doll of a person.
No,
like, she's such a
really
sweetie.
good. And speaking of that, we also get Nate's grandfather, and it's like, this show is so good about, this is just basically a one-off episode, and yet we still get cameos from Jesse Quick and from former Commander Steel and stuff like that. Just
more
kind of thrown in
from
there.
Victor Garber.
Yeah, just have him come back.
Yeah, I want more of that. Yeah, I like that too. That all those cameos.
They could just happen.
Yeah, but speaking of the cameos, this is an interesting comment, and I wanted to bring this up in news, but forgot because that's my life. That Pussy Money Weed 420 says Constantine will now be a series regular as of season 4. I can't wait. Now, the one addition I will make to that comment is they said that Constantine will be a series regular if they get picked up for a season 4.
Yeah, which has not happened yet.
Which has not happened.
None of CW shows have been picked up yet, which is crazy.
I feel like, remember they announced that they were going to one extra night a week now at CW? I feel like now they're like, what do we do? How does it organize? Which shows, and some of our shows are not proven yet. Maybe we'll just wait a little longer. Because we can, which is...
But I feel like every year CW tries this like really motivational TV show format. Like last year they had like a World's Gonna End or a bucket list type show, and that got nixed, and now we're doing Life Sentence, which seems just like the reverse of that. It's like, what if you survived? It's like, come on, man, we kind of know that one's not going to make it. What was the World's Gonna End show? It was, I think it was called like Bucket List or something like that. It was two pretty people who the world was going to end, or their worlds were going to end. Whatever. But like, I mean, I feel like you know what shows are going to come back. Come on, CW, tell us.
I don't know if they know that Legends will come back.
Why? Just because it's too expensive?
It still gets so many.
Expensive.
It gets.
B, I feel like they've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out the whole time. They obviously don't micromanage it, which is good for us, but maybe not good for ratings.
Yeah.
And it is the least watched of the shows.
Is it?
Not of the shows on CW, but of the DC shows. From my understanding.
Interesting. The other thing I was wondering is if we bring Constantine back, could this show dramatically change its basic premise? In that, for a while there, it was because for a while, for the first season, people were talking like it's an anthology show. Each year it's going to be a different thing, and then it's like, no, it's time travel. And but could this be the time where it's like, cool, we're going to do magic for a minute? Because I honestly don't know how you top magic time travel wise this season. What they're like.
Yeah.
Like, they keep coming up with new ways to make the time travel thing work, but I don't know how you could do better than this setup.
I feel you on that.
Could they save money and just go to one era? Excuse me, little Jan, slip that in there. No. What if they stayed in one era for like 6 episodes or like 12 episodes, and they kind of played around in that?
I wouldn't hate it if this show did a similar... It doesn't fit the show now because of how, like, crazy it is. But back in the day, like if they did something what S.H.I.E.L.D. does, where they have arcs, so they maybe just stop in 3 time periods a year. But again, that doesn't fit the tone of the show now.
Yeah, and I like the quickness of it now, but that will burn out.
There are options. They can still do some cool stuff. I feel like though the Constantine we saw in this episode, bringing it back to this specific one, he was sillier, but he still had his own flair, which was really nice. Wasn't a big fan of Ava just being like, oh no, she had sex with somebody else? Like, then I don't know how I feel about me. That was kind of not great for her character because she started out so strong and now she's been more vulnerable. And I'm like, not really feeling this specific storyline. But it is fun that there's like this love triangle between Constantine, Ava, and Sarah that they really
interesting. What a weird
dynamic.
Yeah, and also can we take a minute to acknowledge the strangeness of a character having his own show that got canceled, being brought back as a cameo on another show on another network, being brought back for another cameo, and then saying, oh no, now he's a series regular on this show. Like, that arc has that ever happened in TV ever?
But also, add on top of that, his own animated
first
movie
answer is question.
and own animated series as well, just to add on top of it. Yeah. And no, it hasn't happened.
Okay, you're the cherry, you're the sundae. What am I?
You're the banana.
I like bananas.
Yeah. There you go.
I don't know if that's ever happened. I'm trying to think of a case in which that is. It's so rare that even networks will cross over with a character that it's like...
Well, the closest thing I can think of in the shows I watch is Justified had a character from another... it was... why am I blanking on her name? She played Sally...
You look at the wrong person.
She
from
was in
another
Watchmen.
FX show or from not another FX show?
She was not another FX show. She was playing on another Elmore Leonard show. Carla Gugino. She played another character based off an Elmore Leonard character on a like, not USA, but like another network. And they brought her character back for an episode of Justified, but they had to change her last name, explaining that she'd been married, and so she got a new last name because they didn't have the rights. It was just the same actress theoretically playing the same character. But like with this, it's like it's not only Matt Ryan as John Constantine. It's the same John Constantine from that show. Mm-hmm. Everything in that show is continuity. Is in continuity with the rest of these shows. That's nuts.
They should go to space. They should go to space in the next season. Like stay in like on a planet while someone else is back in time in the old West. You kidding me? I did want to read Constantine and Gary need a spin-off if they kill Legends from Droopy B Dog. I don't know about that, but I would join Constantine's D&D group because that'd be really fun. Or even Gary's.
Gary's so annoying, bro.
He is, but he's great.
He's so annoying.
What do you guys think about the veins on Sarah's shirt and jacket?
You ever needed to save a little cash? No. You ever get Constantine on a show and you need to save a little cash? So you take an off-white marker to a white shirt.
I will say it was strange to see. Like, I know when Constantine the show came out, it was interesting because like that character I think would thrive best on like an FX, like someplace where you can get away with some stuff. And now it's like the reverse. Like he's straight up. This is the kids show version of the character, and it works. It's interesting to see.
Yeah. That's the thing. I get your point, but it works, so I'm fine with it. Yeah. Like,
would you guys like if Legends was animated?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
I kind of hope they do an animated episode.
Yes. 100%.
They're so close to the puppet episode.
They go into like a weird whole
alternate reality.
And then I don't know.
It's like when the Angel was a puppet for an episode.
This show is basically
Wow, you're throwing it back.
Basically the live action version of an animated series, like with how crazy and over the top all the premises are.
I concur.
Yeah, so it would be like this same show except without budget issues. Yes, I want that.
So, but based on this episode, where we at? We have a couple totems. We have fire totems and earth totems working, death totem and an air totem. That's what we have.
A tweet from Hayden Williams at Just Saiyan, like Super Saiyan 59. This week, Mick and Sarah connected to the fire and death totems. It seemed like Nate was going to connect with Earth, but never did. So who do you think will connect to the Earth totem? And will Kawasa lose the water totem to another team member, or will she go good?
That's a lot of questions.
So, but the first one is who will connect to the Earth totem.
So Nate makes sense. He's already turns into metal. That makes sense.
Who makes sense?
Nate. That makes sense. He didn't this episode, but it makes sense.
I guess.
Ray could use the water totem because he keeps getting half choked out by it, so maybe he's got enough water in him now.
We're talking about Earth. Earth is different than water, right?
Yes. That was also part of this question. Maybe the water totem will go to somebody else.
Who else do we have?
Zari already has air.
Wally could be water.
Wally could be water.
What about Sarah? Because she's
death.
She's death.
Oh, yeah.
And death is only evil because what's-his-face took over.
Malice.
Malice took over.
Yeah.
Theoretically, it's not evil,
Can you
right?
connect to two?
Well, it was tied back to Malice, so it could be kind of not the right one to use. Rip.
Interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with Rip later in the season. Also, if
Gorilla Grodd could use the Earth one, but we need a good guy. But that would be really cool.
That doesn't help us, but yeah.
Speaking of Rip and his trench coat, I do hope that if Constantine does become a regular, that he gets a better trench coat.
Wait, I know that Flash did not air this week.
Crazy.
But I feel like we haven't talked about this in a while. Who's that girl again? That keeps popping up.
Oh, Secret Girl?
We
don't know.
It's definitely his daughter, although they did try to play her up as nefarious this last time.
Can she use it?
The water totem?
I mean, random other person?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Somebody we know nothing about. She just comes to use the Earth totem, pops up.
Felicity's going to use it.
I kind of don't want them to reveal who she is for years. I just want her to pop up on all these shows and like do helpful things and leave.
And I go, seriously, who the fuck is this girl? Yeah.
Hey, you know, in normal life, you could run into somebody maybe a few times and you just don't remember. Or maybe for years,
for
keep
years.
running into this person.
I
finally.
think about that. Did you see?
Did you?
Did you see on Twitter this week? There was a picture of a woman who posted a picture like 8 years before she met her fiance, and he's photobombing her in the back, and they had, and she was going through her old pictures, and it was there.
It was Grant Gustin?
He's a time traveler.
Yeah, he is.
No, I realized she met him.
That's cool and creepy because he's probably, or that she was stalking. Stalked, probably.
Stalkers.
James Stark at James Stark Plays. Looking back, I'm honestly glad Legends became their own show. Just a general question: what do you guys think has been the best character development moments or arcs? And Danny Boy replied,
Character development
Sarah Lance, my pick hands down. Who's had the best arc
of the
character?
Legends?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Sarah. Honestly, I love her, but also Heatwave.
Yeah,
Heatwave's good.
He had nothing. He had bagel.
Remember when he was works as a bad guy for the Time Bureau?
That was
cool.
That was a cool little twist. Yeah. I think for me, I like what they did with Ray. I don't really connect with him. Like I root for him though, and it didn't. His growth didn't happen until this season. But his 2 episodes, him as a kid with the ET storyline, which is great. Really but when you got to see his importance to the team, it's that he's blindly optimistic, and he's basically Captain America, just with 0 of the cool parts of Captain America. Just the morals of Captain America. And then when you got to see him playing around with Nora, evil bad bear witch girl, seeing how he bounces off of them as well. It's really cool to see how much they've...
His arc is very sad too, though.
It's sad
because, like, of all of the love interests he had that he lost, and also the fact that he was Superman. So, like, there's just parts of it.
Yeah, his arc is just kind of a bummer. Yeah.
Him as a person, I guess, is a little sad, but I do like what they've done with the character.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's rate it.
Let's rate
7.
Wow. Oh yeah, you guys didn't enjoy as much as me. I'd give it a solid 8.5.
I feel like if
8.5. I'd give it an
7.
I love this show.
7.7.
No.
7.5 or 8.
Yeah, no, 7.5. I know it is.
No.
7.5. I heard him. He wrote it down already on the paper.
Did he? Lies.
Are we ready to do Black Lightning?
Let's go.
Black Lightning, go Black Lightning. You guys have Preem. The chicks will
cream.
We know it's true.
You know, a guy doesn't make girls cream if he's like cream if he screams that out.
Yeah. Well, you don't know what some girls are into.
But I just feel like general audiences.
I really love this episode. I'm just gonna talk about the elephant in the room right off the bat. What fucking continuity does this show take place in? Because
Vixen and Supergirl.
Like when she's like, wait. Her mom's like, I'm not gonna reveal that I'm Vixen. By the way, she'd kill it as Vixen. That actress would do great. And then I was like, okay, cool. So it takes place in the Arrowverse, and then she's like, I'm not Supergirl either. I'm like,
Okay. Here's what I gathered from this.
Yeah.
Here's what I gathered.
Gather.
From what she said, it sounded like Jennifer was legitimately concerned that her mom was Vixen, therefore thinking there really was a Vixen. Supergirl sounded like a throwaway, like, I'm not Superman, like somebody you read about. It sounded like a comic book. I'm not Supergirl either.
To go with that, also, because you're right, the Vixen thing seemed legitimate. That could have just been because Vixen's black and Supergirl's not, so that's why the one was a kind of a throwaway.
Yeah, that's true, but they're also on 2 different Earths. But then one Earth does know about Supergirl.
The only Earth that we have that knows about both of them is the Arrowverse, where they have Vixen and Supergirl has shown up from time to time to do stuff.
I would so much rather her be on Supergirl's universe.
Agreed, but she could just be on a different... Or also Supergirl's Earth could have Vixen and we just don't know. Which, by the way, give me that team up.
Or there could be another Earth with both the Vixen and Supergirl.
And they exist on that. I do kind of... Part of me, because the show is so its own tempo, I kind of like the idea of it exists on an Earth with other superheroes, but that doesn't matter. However, I think these shows, the other shows, would very much benefit from having these characters be able to pop on. I think not so much Black Lightning would benefit from it, those other shows would benefit from it.
How long do you think the writers sat there for that one line? Because they have to go through all the possibilities, right? Yeah. Like, and it almost doesn't, the benefits almost don't weigh out unless they're 100% positive they know what Earth they're on yet. Because they're going to have to retcon something if they don't know where they are. Yeah. So it's like, they must be aware at this point. So, what you doing? Yeah. What you leading me towards?
I've been nodding the whole time, but the audio listeners couldn't tell. I'm fine. I'm fine with any of these options. Yes. I'm not going to try to dissect it so much. I think they're on their own in their own universe, where these characters some of them might exist, and some might just be characters. Yeah. And that's okay. And when if there's ever a crossover with all of them, which would be awesome, because I'd love to see Thunder, Lightning, and Black Lightning. I forgot that her name is just Lightning, which is. It's not great. But them all hanging out with the rest of the Arrowcast would be very cool. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But overall, there was a lot of cool shit that happened. Thank God we just progressed this cop not trusting Black Lightning storyline through. It was perfect. 3 episodes, easy. Like, trusting, not trusting, almost got the evidence, and now we're back together. Now we got... People are smart again, so I'm cool with this.
I don't know. I don't know who I trust still.
Don't trust anyone.
I was a little worried that it's like when he's like, I'm going to go after these guys. No, cop, don't do it. I'm like, cop, you probably should.
Yeah,
no. You probably are going to die. Especially since when he hit that line, that was way better than the typical, like, I have kids. When he's like, listen, man, if I die, tell my wife I wasn't corrupt. I'm like, ooh, that kind of does hurt a little bit. That kind of, like, gets me right there.
Me too. My thing about this episode, it's not a qualm even, it's that I'm slightly concerned. It felt to me like this was a season 3 episode 14 episode, and I'm worried that are blowing their load so quick because so much stuff's happening and the pacing is so interesting.
Oh yeah, because basically, not Nissa, Jennifer finds out about everything at the beginning of the episode.
Just came out with the bed.
I'd kind of be very interested if they don't go the Lightning route with her, and they just it would be really interesting on a show like this if you have a character that has abilities and is like, hey, you know what, not me, and maybe she comes out and helps like once a season.
Well, but
otherwise she's just a girl.
I was listening to a podcast on Black Lightning from AfterBuzz, and they were saying that they wish that she would be kind of like the Cisco, and she would stay home because she doesn't want to risk things, but she'll help them from home. But it seems to me like she's not that she's not smart enough to do that, because we don't know about how smart she is. We know she's going to Harvard, so she probably is pretty intelligent. But it seems to me like she doesn't want to help at all, so it has nothing to do with where she would be. Yeah. She just, like, if you're unwilling to do something, then you're not going to be good at it.
And it's just, we assume with these universes that anytime anybody does get powers,
they use them.
And I think it's because we read
saw
these
this
things.
With Disney a little bit.
And we know if we got them, we love these shows. We use them. You know what I mean? Like, but
plus
it's like,
it was a scary one. Like,
hers
is a little scary just based on what she had a panic attack and burned a bunch of shit and ruined her phone.
No, if I had lightning powers, I would 1000% put on a costume and go start hitting people with it.
I just figure out how to charge my phone.
God. And at that age, every time I was having a panic attack when I was in high school, I was burning something. The world would have been set on fire. Like, that is such a stressful time. Mm-hmm. Her sister has mad years on her. Yeah. Not that her sister's old, but like, there's such a big difference between being in high school and whatever age her sister is that she's a teacher.
Yeah, and it's
you are in a different emotional place
and have different priorities. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay that you actually want to just live your life and you don't, like, not everyone has to go out and help every single other person out there. It's good that you do, but hey, sometimes you endanger your life and you don't endanger the people around you. Like, maybe she has these abilities and she just lives her life.
Well, and it's interesting. That's what I'm saying. I think it's something we don't really see explored in these, and it's also a great distinction of their personalities, because Thunder was already going out and trying to help save the world before she even had powers.
Right. Speaking of which, Swan Man makes a good point. He had a lot of other things to say, but he also says that his main nitpick about the episode is that the public really only saw Nessa once as Thunder, and all she did was destroy a statue and walk away. So how did everyone know to call her Thunder and make the internet groups and videos about calling her by her name? Gambi even called her Thunder in the last episode, like we were already privy to that info.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. That part of the episode didn't make a lot of sense.
Interesting.
What is?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
A group text message went out?
Maybe.
Like a citywide alert.
Listen, I would definitely...
We are now calling this chick Thunder.
I would definitely pick my own name, and I would definitely put out, like, on Twitter, like, hey, by the way.
Well, I like that we
Here's
saw
a
that.
verified account.
I know I keep talking about Flash, and it wasn't on this week, but I like that we actually saw that with Elongated Man.
Yeah.
But remember, he was like, what is it? What is it going to be?
Stretchy
and,
guy,
finally, he, like, put it out to the press, kind of.
It's elongated.
Yeah.
Man.
No.
Yeah. So,
Well, we got there.
But we also get the debut of Thunder's costume.
We sure did.
Not my favorite. Just gonna tell the truth right now. Not my favorite. And maybe this is unfair based on what other female costumes look like these days, but this looked super duper uncomfortable. It was very bottom heavy.
You wanted more cleavage and more midriff, is
It's
what
not
you're
even
saying.
that I
It's
want
how
that.
you breathe.
It just looked like this was like she was in the medieval times. It looked like they were trying to put a man's costume on a woman for the purpose of having it be a man's costume on a woman.
I did not feel... I actually liked it better than the still that we got, except for the little eye... It makes her eyes look close together on her goggles.
And it looks like she can't see anything that's coming straight
at
her.
Uncomfortable, not practical.
Yeah.
Like...
Weird
just
thunder
the armor, it just was like, oh god. And then the weird thing it was doing on her hips, I felt bad, honestly. I was like, this actress is so hot.
Yeah.
And not that she needs to look hot in this moment, she needs to look badass, but she doesn't look badass, she looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Listen, we all know
both costumes look hard to move in.
Yeah, by season, although
the happy medium.
Although props to the stunt guy who does the Black Lightning stuff, because whenever he does one of those flip kicks, it's damn impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he's lifting an extra 100 pounds of costume. But we all know that by season 3, they will have these costumes nailed down. That's all these shows. It's like, that's fine. And then by season 3, third iteration of costume, like, you got it. You figured it out. Or maybe we've just been beaten down and we're accepting.
That's like what we did with Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we've done
Still
with
don't love his
the Canaries.
Cow. The
Yeah.
Flash cow.
You'll get it. Hey, this is.
Bulky.
I think we just have to accept that part.
I think we do
there.
too.
Yeah.
At this point, it's everything else is fine.
His suit is cooler now. But hey,
can I be honest? If we're talking about costumes,
Black Lightning.
Say you're trying to get us back on track. I'm going to go on another tangent.
There you go.
I miss Green Arrow having his muscles out.
Oh.
I don't. It was.
I miss watching him do the salmon ladders.
Agreed.
I think
it was such an integral part of the show.
It really got the stories moving forward.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was their version. Like Game of Thrones has sex position where they do exposition while sex is going on. That was their version of that, where he's on the salmon ladder and it's like I don't even care what they're saying now.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like I'm just so impressed that he can do that.
It's just so impressive.
Yeah.
It's truly impressive.
We get more of Black Lightning training this, and my favorite sequence is when they put on the Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton mask, and they're legitimately threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's what I will tell you about this.
Yes.
Did you guys see what this sprouted on the internet?
No.
Many people thought that this was Barack and Michelle, and many people thought this was Barack and Hillary, and many people thought that this was Barack and Joe. Or a man. There were so many people.
The female mask was not as identifiable.
I think what ended up being the case is that they were saying that it was Michelle, not Hillary. But they just really made her really white.
Is that? But
it's confusing.
Doesn't look like
it doesn't to me either. But that's
really white.
When I was looking, like that seemed to be the Twitter
also
conclusion.
It almost looked like Nancy Pelosi to me too, but that they definitely don't have masks of her
of Nancy
on the yeah, that's not like
yeah.
Nobody's dressing up as Nancy Pelosi. I'm sorry, Nancy.
I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. But when I was watching, I was like, and then I went to Twitter and people were livid about it.
Interesting.
What are they mad about exactly?
Like, if it is Michelle, why she's that?
Listen, we can be. Honestly, this is not the show that makes that mistake.
Yeah.
Of all the shows, like if this was Arrow, I'd be like, oh, they definitely fucked up on that.
Yeah.
This show's not making that mistake.
And also they bring up I don't feel good about this, which is funny. It's like it's clearly a joke.
It's interesting too that Black Light. Something I really like, and this stood out to me with a little bit with Black Panther. The Black Panther T'Challa kind of lost a little bit of personality in his own movie.
100%.
Something I really like about Black Lightning is that he comes across as a person. He's a good stand-up person, but he's also a little pissy.
Mm-hmm.
Like little things just like get to him, and then when he is threatening, it's like he's legitimately like he's a good guy. I truly believe in him as a good, upstanding person. But when he decides to threaten somebody, I am scared. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think I think Cress Williams does such a good job in this role. I think this was a great testament to the acting of this show, especially when the two sisters were interacting, talking about the blog thing. The blog thing didn't interest me, but their rapport was so natural and so
I thought
believable.
The blog thing was interesting, actually.
Like, but the part that stood out to me was their rapport, and you genuinely get the sense that everybody on the set likes each other, and they work well together. And I thought the acting in this episode was top notch, and
spot on.
Yeah, I'm really and we get some interesting inroads with Gamby and his whole like being kind of on the outs with the family.
Yeah, but until I know more about what the hell's going on with Gamby, not that I don't care, but I'm just like, I feel played right now. So it's hard.
Yeah. And
I can't tell if I feel played as an audience member, or if I feel played as a person who feels like they're part of the Pierce family.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I liked Anissa's stance on like, which was also a weird thing. Like the Lightning, the younger daughter, is pissed off. Jennifer's pissed off because the dad's not being honest, and then he's still not telling Anissa like why he's pissed at Gamby.
Yeah.
That's a difficult thing to kind of bring up, but she should talk. Sorry, I've been doing a little research while you guys were talking
about the mask.
About the mask. It's probably Michelle Obama. Like, I know this is for audio listeners, this ain't great. So here's the clip from the episode.
That's also could be lighting.
It's lighting, but also just
and
quick...
and a bad mask, maybe.
Quick Google search. That looks exactly... Minus the hair going up there, but like the
By the way...
So people were not stoked on
let's
that.
not... Here's the thing. I'm not mad about the show. I'm mad about whoever made that mask, because that's not a cool mask.
No, totally. And I'm not mad at the show either. I just wanted to bring it up because I was like, who is that? Like, the fact that people didn't know whether it was Joe Biden, Michelle Obama, or Hillary Clinton means like that's a horrible mask.
Yeah. I thought it was just Barack and Hillary. I thought that was kind of like the thing, but Michelle and Barack works too. But what you do?
Masks aside, cool sequence.
Cool sequence, and overall solid episode. We didn't get any. We kind of stalled with. This is a good way to kind of hold off your Tobias Whale story. Yeah. So like he's wherever he's hiding for the past like 3-ish episodes.
And he's already scared the piss out of us enough that he can hide for a little bit. Also, like I don't need to be reminded that I am scared of him.
Yeah.
As far as I know, no Lala this episode, but in the next episode's like teaser, the kid from the first episode that we thought like was really compelling, and then Lala ends up killing. Yeah. He definitely makes an appearance again, and I'm guessing it's with whatever's happening with Lala.
Man,
what if he makes out with him too, and you're like, what
is happening going on with Lala? I also really liked the action sequence this week, and I thought the musical choice was cool as they're breaking it and they're taking people out, and it was cool to see using their different powers. However, if I was Thunder and my powers were based off my breathing, I don't know if because you see like bullets ricochet off her head. It's like I don't know if I'd rely on that entrance method. I think I'd still be a little bit stealthy.
Like what if you got kicked in the stomach and you went like you all of a sudden you can't
hold your breath.
Yeah.
But remember now the suit.
But we saw ricochet the bullet ricochet off of her forehead.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if I'd rely on that as much as she is. You're not Luke Cage.
Yeah. But hey, solid episode, a solid season so far. Really, really compelling.
Remember when Luke Cage just invented those bullets that did penetrate his skin, though?
Mm-hmm. That was a nightmare. That was actually really... People don't like that episode because that's where things kind of turn around plot-wise. But that moment where he gets shot, you're like, oh no.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh no, this is bad. Yeah. I give this episode an 8.
Huh. I would too. I think I
really liked it.
I would like to see Jennifer's boyfriend, non-boyfriend, man in wheelchair who got shot again. I'm missing a little bit of that and like a little bit of the virginity high school stuff going on right now. So I say 8 also, because if I got a little more of that, I would have given it a 9.
You're like, hey, Black Lightning, I get what you're doing, but also you're on the CW.
Also CW
right?
me a little bit. Because of all the shows, it's the only one giving me any CW right now. Mm-hmm. We don't have Supergirl on. I need like my fun fix of this stuff, my flirty fun fix, and other shows are not flirting enough for me.
I get that. I'm very thankful for this show. I like this show.
Me too. I love it.
Yeah.
It's a good show, but hey, let's talk about... You want to talk about the new one? The big one?
Yes.
The big one? Let's talk about...
What do you think the name of the planet they're on is?
I have an idea. Let's guess with Krypton. Wow.
Is that with an M? Krypton.
Krypton. So this is the series about what happened before Superman was born. 200. Well, it actually starts. The bulk of the show does not take place here, but it starts 200 years before he's born. And I'm going to be honest, I'm still not necessarily convinced this show needs to exist.
Wait,
it's
really?
Not bad.
Really quick, you said that this is what happened 200 years before Superman, but basically the same stuff that happens before Superman's born happened.
Yes.
It's copy paste. Yeah,
twice.
Same family too.
Yeah.
You think you should put up some red flags?
And also, there are people in this episode that are when Superman is born. So
yeah, which actually is the part that interests me.
Yeah, me too. But we're not gonna get that.
No.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna give it, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing. I think we do it as a team because teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh yeah.
6 episodes. I'm not going to do the Sam, where I hold on to a show that I hate the whole time.
Why?
Sorry. And I'm not going to do the DJ, where I'm like, nope, just not going to do it. So, not that that's totally you. That's a little unfair to you, DJ, but that was also unfair to Sam, and I'm just an unfair person. 6 episodes. We're going to give it 6 episodes to see if this show can pique our interest, can quench our thirst, can whet our palate.
You know what? I think that's a good call because for me, when do our shows come back? Like 2 weeks from now? Normally, I'd probably give it until that. And then it's like, you don't hook me with 2 or 3 episodes, I'm out.
I don't think this season's actually that long.
It's 6
either.
episodes.
I think, yeah.
So was the first season of Parks and Rec, and if you only gave that 6 episodes, you never got to the good stuff.
That's normally what happens. That's what happened.
Fuck, it's 10 episodes.
So let's give it 5.
5.
Let's give it 5.
All right.
The half the season. Because that's normally my thing is, this is what I did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I gave it like 2 or 3, and I'm like, And then when I heard it got real good at the end of season 1, I came back. And I never went back and looked at the other episodes, and I do not regret that.
Mm-hmm. You didn't miss
it just has so much it has to prove to us. There's so much going against this show, is what I'm realizing. There's more going against this show than there is working towards it. Yeah. And that's a tough place to start. The performances were very strong, and I'm actually compelled with, I don't know his name, the main guy.
Sig-El, and
No, the actor.
I don't know
Cameron
him either.
Cuff or Clough, something like that.
Cuff. I do remember the name because it's a nice, fun Sigil. Cool.
But I thought Cameron's performance, if that's his name, was very strong and compelling. I think that he was somebody I was like, oh, this is a character, and that's good. The relationship triangle that we have building right now.
Poor Sigil. He's got 2 beautiful women that both want to be with him.
Makes me care 0 bits.
Yeah.
And my favorite character died, although obviously we can see her in the fortress possibly, but like, she wasn't able to get into it all this time, and then I don't know. Ray Donovan,
This
She's so good on that show.
As Liev Schreiber?
No, but it's his wife.
Interesting.
But she's also in like those other movies that are period pieces where she's plays a Dublin person, an Irish person, and they're called maybe Pride and Prejudice.
There you go. Sure.
I'll look it up.
Ulysses Campbell commented, I'll watch it no matter what. I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, here's the thing. It's kind of exactly what it presented itself as, which is kind of like a low-rent Game of Thrones in space. Which is
definitely low rent.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of it's beautiful, especially when they show Brainiac's ship. It's like, oh, this is where the budget went. This is amazing. Because
he has to look really good.
And then the one time that he looks up and sees like the Candor, it's like, this is money. That's just pouring money into that stuff, and it's fun. Whenever they cut back to Krypton, like, oh, we're going to tell you what happened on Krypton before Superman. In the comics, it's like, it's boring. It's just by the number sci-fi. It's not anything interesting.
It's not like Star Trek where you guys like invest in like these really cool cultures. It's basically Earth, but kind of shitty.
I do kind of wish that they used when they do stuff like this. I kind of wish it was an excuse to explore parts of the DC universe that people wouldn't sign up for. In that we call the show Krypton, takes place hundreds of years before Superman's born, but actually we're talking about. We've got Adam Strange. It's the Adam Strange show, and the Krypton people are supporting characters, and it talks about the Rann-Thanagar War and all the other cosmic shit that no other show would ever be able to do. And Krypton's just how you hook the basic audience in, but it's really just a bunch of those crazy cosmic stories with Adam Strange and Hawk people and all that. Because one, that's just more interesting to me than we know Krypton gets blown up. I don't really care what happens here. And 2, part of the fun for me watching sci-fi shows is all the different aliens. And so it's like, oh, it's just a bunch of Earth people.
You know what I'm so upset about? Not only was Paula Mackelson not in Pride and Prejudice, but I was mixing that movie up with the Hunger Games franchise.
There you go. So there it is.
So here I am.
But the
ROXY STRIAR, everyone.
The acting,
here all day.
Specifically Sigil and his buddy, is pretty solid. This pilot definitely suffers from pilotitis in that it rushes through a lot.
But again, just to bring up for a second, it's exactly what happens to Superman's parents, right? Like
Where the
science council
secret
doesn't like him or
murders
whatever.
Murders grandpa, and then he finds out within the span of 24 hours, he finds out he's gonna get his rank back, and also he's gonna marry hot but probably evil blonde chick.
But his family can't come with him.
Family can't come with him, and then then he finds out his grandpa's secret lab, and then both of his parents are killed within the span of like a day.
Yup.
And for us, his grandfather and parents were killed in the span of a day, but it wasn't a day. But it was an episode, so for us it was a day.
Also, that execution's way worse than getting shot by one of those laser things. They just dropped him from 500 feet up in the air.
That was actually weirdly probably my favorite effect is the way the force field split.
Yeah,
I was
cool.
like, oh, that actually is kind of fucking cool.
And the Genesis chambers, like the baby pods, it was a really cool way of showing them better than Man of Steel did. And
by the way, Dad's cape is cooler than Superman's cape. Granddad's cape is cooler than Superman's cape.
I felt that way too.
I've never been a huge fan of the yellow S on the back. You can do something more creative than that.
What was his? What was Grandpa's?
This one, with the black with the blue trim. It just looked cool.
I think that.
But it's on a corpse now outside the city.
I think the show really needs to give me one thing to hold on to.
Yeah.
They gotta give me one.
Like a cape.
You don't care about which girl he's gonna end up with?
No, that I didn't, and that's the kind of thing I care about.
Yeah.
So like, if you're not getting me on that, you're in trouble.
I did like the joke when Adam Strange was like, they had the joke about like, oh, what house is that? And he's like, oh, what, you idiot? It's for Detroit. Get out of here. Then Detroit accent, some.
And
But
then
it's like
called Detroit a planet.
Yeah, that was funny. It's fine. The show's fine. It's a fine pilot.
You know the way that they would totally... the thing that this would make this work is if you could strip away all the Superman stuff and then you'd still have a compelling sci-fi show, and you don't right now.
Mm-hmm. You need Superman to make this show work.
Yeah, the cape shit is the most interesting part, the vanishing cape and all that. Also, if you want this fanboy to give you all of the benefit of the doubt, give me Adam Strange in his costume and his spacesuit. Done.
You should do it quick too.
Yeah. Literally, it should have been this episode. If they had
within the first 5.
Yeah, if they
otherwise you're done.
If they had Adam Strange show up in his costume, and this was like, I'm gonna watch the rest of this show.
Mm-hmm. What an interesting use of Adam Strange, because.
Sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you use
would you
this,
call it
I would have used Rip Hunter.
Ooh.
Rip Hunter.
Oh, a time traveler.
Yeah, because it's time travel.
No. Adam Strange is normally just space travel.
Yeah.
He's not being used anyplace else. That's how they had permission to use him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you guys have also remember when his one love interest's mom stabbed her daughter in the hand, and then later in the episode we're supposed to feel like the mom is noble?
But she was pretty badass.
She was. She's, Mama, why did you do this?
Legitimately, that actress, I am convinced could rip my head off of my shoulders. Like seeing her as like
1000%.
Wait, she's in something.
Yo.
Wait, I got it.
Pride and the Prejudice? It was a Hunger Games.
It's between those two, maybe a third. But here, I got it. Don't worry, I'm pulling.
I did like his interaction with the. By the way, it's also interesting that both of his love interest's parents murdered family of his.
Yes, that's how you find the love of your life.
When a guy that murdered his grandpa was like, ooh, now you're not... That happened very quickly. You're going to take on my name.
I was right. Sorry.
You're going to take on my name, and you're going to marry my daughter. And then they're talking to the daughter. I'm like, you're definitely evil, but sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
The Zod, Mama Zod,
yes.
Alora Zod, she is in Wonder Woman. She plays Philippus. That's why I recognized her. She's one of the Amazons.
Was it weird to anybody else that the people that are given Zod, who are the one clear villains in... Typically, when we go to Krypton, where are the black people?
I didn't notice.
Wasn't that a little weird?
I saw it.
Oh,
I saw it happening.
But hey, maybe I'm not catching all the things that are right and wrong. I just thought the actress who played Baby Zod is a really good actress from Black Mirror, and I thought that could have a really fun dynamic between the two. Not great making him a villain.
Crossover of Krypton and Black Mirror.
My big takeaway watching this show is that this would have made a really cool arc on Supergirl, is if she traveled to Krypton 200 years ago and had to save them for like a 3 to 6 episode arc.
They did that on Smallville like twice.
Yeah. I don't know if this deserves its own storyline.
Hey,
its own show, its own multi-season show.
After we watch all of Metropolis coming to DC's app, then we can have this discussion, all right? But now we're watching all of it.
Also loved when they shot that guy's hand off, which apparently is how you stop a bomb, is you shoot the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That gun's really cool.
No.
The design, designs of streets and stuff is basically you can see the set. Like it's not amazing.
Question.
But
what do you got?
How is Adam Strange able to speak to an alien race 200 years in the past?
Hey, I brought that up in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when we reviewed it, and you were like, or Thor Ragnarok, and you're like, it's fine. He said Detroit, and it translated perfectly. He got it.
Technology meets mad starship.
He's got Superman's cape. How do you not understand based on Superman's cape?
Wait, you didn't bring that for... I brought that up for Thor Ragnarok. I didn't understand how did Cord know about vampires? That was my point. And you're like, it's fine, it's funny.
I did bring it up.
All right, what do we got? What are we?
Oh, what am I rating?
Wait, hold on.
We're not done with it.
No, there's more, isn't
there?
there? Did something else
I just
happen?
wanted to know how you guys felt about it, because honestly, right now, I keep going back and forth between two numbers that are not next to each other.
Yeah, for me, it's probably 6.5. Them shooting that guy's...
Shit, then I think it's a 6 for me.
Sigil, the actor played Sigil was good. The blonde chick was pretty to look at. He blew off that one guy's hand, and Brainiac looks dope. Brainiac looks rad.
Looked really good.
I hope Warner Brothers as a whole
good.
just owns those assets, so whenever Brainiac shows up on Supergirl, and he better, they can just use the exact same assets from Krypton.
Yeah.
I'd give it a solid 5.5. Let's do that.
Oh, wow, I liked it more than you?
Yes.
Wow, that's brutal.
Right, I was super bored.
You did not talk about it like it was a 5.5.
Yeah.
But I was just honest with myself. I can be positive, but deep down, I'll get you.
That's
why I'd be a great judge on American Idol or something like that. He's like, no. He's like encouraging, he's helping. He's like, you're fired. And I stole your house. What? No, wait, don't do it.
Wait, did you just do To Catch a Predator, The Apprentice, and American Idol, and what?
Yes.
What do you give it?
I give it a 6, which is right in between you guys, but I didn't do it on purpose. I actually said it.
Wait, you said 6.5. Wait, no, I said 6.5.
He said 5.5.
There you go.
We just had this
talk. And the number in between is 6.
All right, let's do our quickie shows so we can round out this episode.
Shit. Yeah.
Let's do quick ones. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. up top, just really fast, because it's after the 100th episode. It's pretty good overall.
It was a nice little breather.
Yeah.
We're still dealing with fear stuff in the base, I guess.
And I like that there could still be little cameos from other characters.
Especially if this is the end of the show.
Yeah. But we also, Strucker's kid is back, which is fun.
That actor plays the kid in Unbreakable, and he's going to be back. He's going to be back for Glass.
Roxy, Baron Strucker from Age of Ultron, that was like evil monocle man. He had a kid, and he played a character on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that was pretty...
In season 3?
3. And he was pretty important with like some Hydra storylines they were doing, which is cool. He's back, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., some of the agents put him in this machine that was supposed to extract memories from him, but it fucked it up, so now he can remember everything, and he's living like a hell. But now he's part of like this villain team that has Absorbing Man, him, and Ruby, this new character.
Yeah, and then Ruby seems to be flirting with Strucker Jr., which made me slightly uncomfortable because he looks significantly older than her.
You have a thing about age difference. Come on, let Quentin and Thea make out, right?
She looks 16.
Yeah, that's what we all want, and you're the only one holding us back.
Yeah, she looks 16. He looks like 28, and it's like, I don't know if this is okay.
Danny Boy says he still doesn't like Deke. I really like Deke.
I like Deke a lot, especially now that he's on Earth. Like, he's very endearing. Although, did the actor like lose his voice when they were shooting this? It felt like he was his voice was super scratchy.
If you it would suck to get sick on one of these shows. Like, it would suck
so
much.
Yeah.
But no, he's really good, and I like that he figured out on his own that he's Baby from...
He's a gremlin.
He's a gremlin from Simmons and Fitz, which is great. And
although the way he found out was kind of a stretch, but I'm glad he figured it out.
Is from Fear... The Walking Dead. He watched it and he figured it out. But no, and besides that, I can't really remember anything else. That maybe evil General Lady might have ties to Hydra or something. Sure. But it's not 100% clear because, hey, if it's S.H.I.E.L.D., they gotta have Hydra as the bad people, right? Yeah. Always. But let's talk about Lucifer.
Yes.
You got something? Was there a new one?
Yeah, there was a new one. It was good. It was very depressing.
Good.
So a copycat type killer is he's finding people that he thinks are cheating on each other, and he is murdering them and making them swallow their wedding rings, and that's how we're catching him.
Okay.
So then we catch him. We try to catch him by doing this radio show that Lucifer goes on, being like, "My lover is cheating on me."
Oh, like what is it, like Ryan Seacrest's Flowers? That thing?
Like that kind of thing, but then it's not really him. She's not really, but then somebody goes to really legitimately kill her, and then she doesn't die. But it was interesting, and then there's a really dark storyline going on with this girl named Maze. Maze is Lucifer's like #1 torturer from hell, but she's been on Earth, and she's gone really dark over the fact that she loves this guy, Amenadiel, who is Lucifer's brother, who won't be with her for other reasons, etc. But so she's doing like all these very fucked up things, but she lives with a child, like I'm talking like a 6-year-old, and she's doing all this stuff in front of the kid, and it's starting to like I'm starting to turn on her a little bit because I'm like, ooh, you want to live your life, but not in front of that kid.
Gotcha.
So I'm wondering how they're gonna redeem her from there because you have to like her in order to like the show.
Oops.
That Maze?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like you have to be on her team because otherwise she's just such a big part of it.
Interesting.
So,
this is the first time I've heard of this character.
Maze, yeah.
Huh.
She's an interesting one.
So what about Gotham?
Gotham took place this week. I feel
What a pitch.
like... Well, okay, Penguin... The biggest thing that, to me, Penguin and Riddler are back on each other's team now.
Okay.
Making out or just hanging out?
See, that's what I don't know, what they're doing. Penguin finally says, like, it's hard to trust anybody else, and he saves Riddler's life, and Riddler kind of saved Penguin's life, and now... The way Penguin looks at him, I'm like, oh, he wants him again. But the way Riddler looks at him is like, oh, bro. I'm wondering if they're reopening this love gate or what is happening there. So that will be an interesting thing to see what is going on. Bruce Wayne's character has become infinitely less annoying, which is so good.
Cool.
In this episode, I really, really appreciated that. James Gordon and Harvey are at each other right now, and I'm loving that dynamic. That's really cool. Oh god, one of the biggest things that happened, somebody
Adam Strange showed up with Batman's cape and he's like, you gotta stop yourself from me.
James Gordon got shot like 6 times in this episode.
Wow.
Legitimately 6.
In the head?
No.
And he just bounced right back?
Like in the chest, in the stomach, in the back, in the shoulder.
He got 50 Cent.
He got shot by this woman that he had banged once. And
he really should not bang women.
Okay, Falcone's daughter shot him.
Yeah.
And Marina Baccarat's character came in and shot Falcone's daughter in the head.
With the hand that was destroyed.
And with the other hand.
Okay.
She was like, I'm doing this with my good hand.
Yeah.
And she also then after she shoots Falcone's daughter twice, once in the chest and once in the head,
yeah.
We wake up in the hospital. So somehow one-handed Marina Baccarat performed surgery there or did something, got the bullets out of Gordon, took both took both the daughter of Falcone and James to the hospital, and they're both alive.
Wow.
But
Gotham.
But the daughter's in a coma. But supposedly she'll be okay after getting shot like point blank in the head and the chest.
Did she really say I'm doing this with my good hand?
She said somebody after she did the surgery was like, apparently she's good enough to do it with one hand or something like that. And I was like, but I see your other hand. She also then got really dark at the end, and the person who did that to her hand, not Falcone's daughter, the actual mule that did it, she took a hammer and smashed his hand into oblivion, and now she's running the whole Fight Club and like is really taking over her dark side.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Mr. Freeze had a great great storyline in this episode. So that was fun. And yeah, we were pulling out all the stops. This was actually a dope episode. Now that I think about it, it was pretty dope. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And not Poison Ivy heavy, which was helpful.
Nice.
Well, I think we're winding down. There's too many shows.
No, iZombie.
I don't know if I've seen this week.
Oh, you're dropping the ball!
Because this was the follow-up to the serial killer thing.
Yeah.
Well, the second part of the serial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then we will not talk about it.
I'm sorry.
Roxy, just give it a rating.
It was good.
Perfect.
7.5.
Oh, now you have expectations that are way too high.
Actually, those are pretty low.
No, that's pretty low for iZombie.
Yeah, that's a low for iZombie.
It was good, but not great. But it was more like about the feels, like Liv finding her
groove back.
Kind of.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it was good. Like parts of it, I was like, "This is a 9. I love this," and parts of it, I was like, "This episode doesn't really matter." So
okay, well there you go. That's actually really good expectations to go in. I wish people would give me that for like literally. I wish people saw Avengers video and were like, "Man, 7.5."
Yeah.
Great expectations. Yeah.
Well, okay, I think that's it.
Yep.
We've talked about 50 TV shows today, which has been great. All the news you'd ever want. Thank you so much for supporting this show on Patreon. Make sure you go to onlystupid answers.com to find out more info about the podcast, our movie reviews we do on our YouTube channel, and more. But Roxy, You have 10 minutes now. Tell them everything you've been doing.
All right, I was
and
born
will be doing.
at Cedars-Sinai in
on.
Los Angeles. I'm ROXY STRIAR. You can find me everywhere at ROXY STRIAR. In case you guys don't know, on Thursdays over at Popcorn Talk, I do DC movie news. So if you like this show, you'll probably like that. We talk about DC movie news.
Oh, I didn't know what you did. Oh, that's interesting.
It is fascinating.
We'll come and invade one day.
Yes.
You guys want to?
Yes.
You wanna?
Yes.
Cool. I love that.
DJ.
I am DJ Wooldridge. You can follow me at DJ Talks Trash every place that matters. Go sign up for the newsletter at chaostheorycomic.com because big news is coming soon.
Big, we're talking. Don't miss out. I'm at Sam Bashor everywhere that matters. I do breakdowns over at youtube.com/newrockstars. Little plug there. But check out my review on Pacific Rim Uprising. Had to think about that for a second. Forgot what we saw. Yeah. And also Ready Player One. We did it before the movie even came out, which is really cool.
Whoa.
So go check that out. We love you guys. Tune in Monday for our full spoiler-filled breakdown of Pacific Rim Uprising because I think movies that are this bad deserve to be dissected sometimes.
It was also amazing.
We love you guys. We're going to do Google Hangout tomorrow, 2 p.m. PST. It's going to be exciting. We love you. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. And we give a shout out to John Klotz. I don't remember seeing your name in here before, so thank you for joining us. Danny Boy, Droopy B Dog, Terry Fournier, Ulysses Campbell, Julie Leeden, Stephen Walker. Make sure I just get everybody. I know there's more people here who aren't talking. All right, you bastards.
Bye.
Klotz
We love
is such a
you.
cool name.
We'll see you next time. Bye.